What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, flaky, tender, amazing smoked ling cod tostada. That's right, folks, we're smoking off some ling cod, finishing it with an escabeche, and topping it with a homemade avocado salsa for a beautiful bite. Coming up. This is some fish. Pat it dry. And what I've got here is an absolutely beautiful looking piece of ling cod. And if you caught my video from a few weeks back, Evan Leroy, Matt James, and I made our way up to Tofino, Canada, where we cooked at a food festival, did a pop-up at a brand new restaurant, got into some shenanigans, and then had one of the most successful fishing trips I've ever been a part of. And we were only on the water for maybe an hour or two, but we were pulling fish out left and right, and the seas were a bit rough. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend it, because it might be my favorite travel video that we've done yet. And I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but this fish meat is very much blue, which is pretty cool to look at, almost green. And it smells very fresh because we were lucky enough to have all of our fish broken down on site, vac sealed, flash frozen, and then we flew it back with us, and it all came back still frozen, which is great. And there are many things we could do with this fish, and there's many things we're probably going to do with this fish because we brought a lot of fillets back, and we've been talking about doing a Nashville hot, or maybe a filet-o-fish sandwich, or just some straight up fish and chips, but for this one I wanted to keep it pretty simple and pretty light. And when thinking about what to do, it just reminded me of what Chef John Bates from Interstellar Barbecue did at the Tofino Wine and Dine Festival that we cooked at.
So we have a smoked ling cod tostada. It's been lightly smoked, finished in an escabeche style vinaigrette, topped off with an avocado salsa, and then a crispy corn shell to wrap it all together.
Beautiful. It was super tasty, seems pretty easy to make, and quite refreshing on a hot summer day, like today. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and just break this down into some more manageable sized pieces. Probably not entirely necessary, but this is all gonna be flaked up at the end of the day, so by cutting this down a little bit, it'll just make it a little bit easier to manipulate and get on and off the grill. And then I'm gonna get it seasoned up using some Chuds BBQ Gold, one of my favorite rubs. Great on everything, including fish. It's my go-to rub for fish, in fact. So just a nice, healthy coating. Nice and savory, got some herbs in there, a little bit of lemon, which plays really nicely with the fish. And this is more of a seasoning than a rub, so just a nice dusting will get the job done. Flip them over, and we'll get the bottom side, and we'll do our best to get the sides as well. And once all seasoned up, I'm gonna park these in the fridge for a little bit to let that salt start working on the meat and make sure all these seasonings are adhered. Now, John said he finished his fish with an escabeche-style vinaigrette, and escabeche can mean a lot of different things depending on who you're asking and where you are. But whenever I hear it, I think about the Mexican pickled jalapenos and carrots with some other veg and aromatics in there, so that's what we're gonna make today. Start, I'm going into a pot with some oil. This is some Graza Sizzle, which is their sauteing oil, but any neutral oil or high heat oil will do well. And then in with equal parts of onions, carrots, and jalapeno. Going with some kosher salt as well. And I should mention that typically this is made with whole or halved jalapenos, julienne onions, and bigger planks of carrots, but because I know this is going on a tostada, I thought some little diced cubes like this would work out really well. And after letting these cook for about 10 minutes, they've sweated out a lot of moisture, but they're not browning or anything like that, so it's looking a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more soft. So I'm gonna go in with a few more things, including a roughly chopped up garlic, and some more spices, including some more kosher salt, some black pepper, some thyme, Mexican oregano, coriander, and some cumin. And let these all toast in that oil for another probably 5 minutes or so. It's been maybe 2 or 3 minutes and it's already smelling really fragrant, so now I'm gonna deglaze this pot a little bit with some water, just to clean up the bottom a little bit, and then in with a whole bunch of vinegar. And this smells incredible already. And to finish this off, I'll go in with a couple of bay leaves, a little brown sugar, and some clove that I forgot to add earlier. And now I'm gonna bring this back up to a simmer, and as soon as everything is tasting the way I like it and the veg is soft enough, it'll be done. And after simmering away for about another 10 minutes, this is looking absolutely incredible. It's tasting great, nice and acidic, perfectly salted. The veg is nice and soft, got a little kick to it, and it's just full of flavor from all the aromatics. And I should mention, this isn't really the most authentic way to go about this. Like I said, I probably should have used whole jalapenos and bigger cuts of carrot and cumin seeds and coriander seeds, toasted those up and done this a little more professionally, but this is kind of the lazy afternoon quick pickle version, and I gotta say, it's very tasty. but incredibly hot. Ow. So yeah, I'm gonna let this cool down for a little bit while we move on to the salsa. So I'm going into the blender with 1/4 of one white onion, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, 2 jalapenos, half a bunch of cilantro, the juice of 1 lime, 2 avocados. Look at that perfect avocado. Oh, gotta love summertime. A massive pinch of salt, and some water to make sure this all blends up all right. Keep this on hand in case we need it. And now we blend. That looks beautiful. Nice consistency on that. Nice and smooth. Give it a quick taste. Oh, that is so rich. Good amount of heat, good amount of acid, a little more salt. Keeping it pretty basic today, folks. Ooh, so green. Beautiful. And with our pickles and our salsa knocked out, all we got to do now is smoke off that fish. So let's go ahead and fire up the pit. Boop. Got the old pellet grill fired up today because this should be a pretty quick cook. And also I think the lighter smoke from these pellets as compared to like wood or something like that will work out very nicely on this fish. Got a little stainless rack in here. We're gonna spray that down just to make sure we don't have any stickage. Although again, I suppose it doesn't really matter because we're gonna be kind of shredding this up anyway. But either way, down we go. Got this on the top rack. The pit is set to 170, might be 180 degrees, which up here is probably closer to around 200. So hopefully we get some good smoke flavor on there and cook these through relatively slowly. So I'm going to let them smoke away for probably the next hour or so. Really depends on how quickly they cook on that top rack, but I'm aiming for an internal temp of around 130, 140 for a nice flaky, delicate white fish. And per usual, I got my smoker filled up with smoking pecan shell pellets, my pellet of choice because they're super flavorful, super smoky, and they last for a really long time. They're made out of 100% pecan shell, so they're super sustainable, and I find myself not needing to fill up my hopper nearly as often using these compared to other brands, and they taste really good. It's a win-win. So I'll have a link down below if you want to pick some of these up for yourself, or you can swing by the Chuds shop, go to chudsbbq.com, smokingpecan.com, but I highly recommend checking them out. And while that fish smokes away, I'm knocking out some tostadas. Just got some corn tortillas here, frying them off real quick in some 375 degree oil until nice and crispy. Hit them with a little salt on their way out. Make as many as you need. And about an hour and 10 minutes later, our fish is looking absolutely beautiful. Decent amount of smoke and color on there, and it's clocking an internal temp of about 135. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off. And while we let these rest and carry over and cool down a little bit, I strained out all the pickles, got them separated, and this is all the pickling liquid left over, a mix of vinegar and oil and spices, also known as an escabeche vinaigrette. Give that a stir so the oil mixes back in, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of bathe some of this over the top of these bad boys, keeping them nice and moist, nice and juicy, and add some wonderful flavor. Oops! And after letting this rest down for a little bit, I'm gonna break this up just so it goes onto the tostada in more chunk form. But look at that, kind of hard to see, but that is incredibly juicy looking, nice flaky fish. It's gonna kind of let this break apart naturally, I think. Leave some big chunks for texture, but my goodness, just look at how juicy and flaky that is. It's incredible. And of course, if you don't have fresh Canadian caught lingcod in your fridge, any flaky white fish would work for this recipe. You know, get some cod, probably some haddock, whatever you got. It's like making pulled pork with fish. That is the juiciest fish I've ever seen. And from the smell of it, we got a good amount of smoke flavor on there too, which is great. Go down with a little bit more of this vinaigrette situation here. Why not? And to build, we're gonna go down with our lovely, freshly fried corn tostada. Top that with a bunch of our smoky fish. Then we'll go down with some of the veg from our escabeche. Add a little crunch, add a little pop. Top that with a drizzle of our avocado salsa. And if you want to make it look a little prettier, you can go down with some freshly picked cilantro as well. And there we have it, my version of John's dish, the smoked lingcod tostada, finished with an escabeche vinaigrette, topped with an avocado salsa. I will say, it is a pretty bite. Doesn't look quite the same as his, but I bet it's gonna taste really good, so let's find out. It's always a shame when you make a really pretty looking tostada, because I'm gonna take one bite of this, and it's probably gonna go all over my face, crack down the middle, and go all over the table. But let's find out. I was right about one of those things. Oh, that is fantastic. That is so flavorful. You got a bunch of acidity, good amount of heat in there, the creaminess from the salsa. That fish is so flaky and tender and moist. And it's nice and smoky, but not too smoky. There it goes. That is such a satisfying bite right there. It's just such a well-rounded bite, you know? You got that smoky, tender fish, the crunch from the tortilla, the creaminess from the salsa on top, which is also bringing some fattiness. It's got a good amount of heat to it, but nothing to, you know, worry about. And then the veg on top is nice and soft, but it's still got that kind of pickle bite to it. And there's a whole bunch of acidity going on, which is really nice for a smoky bite of food, especially in the summertime. And not fishy in the slightest. I could eat a lot of these, and I think I will. Ladies,
Yes.
can I interest you in a smoked lingcod tostada with escabeche and an avocado salsa?
Yes.
I caught this fish myself, but a few weeks ago.
What? Really?
Yeah, off in the Canadian Pacific.
What's lingcod?
Type of cod.
I thought you were saying lingua earlier.
This
What
is
is it?
very
What's that
different.
thing where they're like, linger. Just lingers.
Linger Pineapple Express.
Oh, I love that. That's right.
I can't even do subtitles for that one.
She watched it yesterday.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's good. You're like
is
my
delish.
mom. I'm like the toddler that you only know how I speak. This is really good. These tortillas are holding up well.
and you're doing a lot better job than me, but not getting sauce all over your face. Probably the lack of beard.
These are very good, very summery.
Right? It's kind of light, got a little zip to it, a little bit of heat.
When do you bring fish back from Canada?
We vac sealed it, flash froze it, put it in a cooler with some ice, packed it in the bottom of the plane where it stays pretty cold, and then
Specifically
checked
said,
it.
hey, put my lingcod in the bottom.
Did you have to fight a bear for it?
We almost had to fight a bear. We saw a big old black bear walking down the road, but we were in a car. And there was a jogger like half a mile away running right towards it. And I'm like, should we stop and tell this guy?
Oh my god.
We didn't.
How big is the codfish?
You to me?
Can you fly fish in the ocean?
No.
Well, not the pier?
A little too much wind.
How much more fish did you bring back? What else are we eating?
I think we got like 15
Oh, I
sides.
didn't know that.
Did you get any?
It's all in Evan's freezer, so. Here's a picture of Matt James holding one.
Wow, it's very blue.
He looks like Paddington.
Big old fish. Yeah, the meat was blue.
I
Pulled
was-
it out of the package.
I saw it in the fridge today. I was like, what is that?
Your science experience.
Yeah. I was like, what is that long gooey thing? I thought it was eel or something.
I really like that.
It's a very satisfying fish. Flaky and tender, but still meaty.
Is this corn?
It is.
It is. I like it.
I didn't make these tortillas.
These are the El Milagros, right? Yeah, I like how puffed up they got. Oh, this is delicious. I could probably house like 4 of these.
But on the fish, did you use one of your rubs?
Yeah, I put the gold.
I used that yesterday too. Ew,
Oh,
I
nice.
just spit.
Goes good on everything. Also now, chudsbbq.com.
I think I just made basmati rice and just went.
It's good for it. Good color from that too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not eating this very ladylike.
Tostadas is kind of one of those foods that I dread eating, especially on camera or in public, because you can make a mess real quick.
Yeah.
How's the spice level for you?
They're perfect.
It's very light. It's very summery, hot as hell here.
It's very hot. It was
So-
103, 60% humidity most of the time I've been out here today.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What is it now? 98?
How about all those people who can't handle the heat? Have you been to other places that are like 89 where they think it's really, really hot and
That's where I
everyone's
grew up.
confused?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
It's rough because they don't have AC anywhere. Like
That's
France
it,
is
yeah.
going through it.
Yeah.
England's going through it because like the houses are built to keep heat in
Yeah.
and they don't have air conditioning. So when it gets like above 90, it's pretty brutal.
This was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. There might be enough scraps over there to knock out one more, but
I could eat like a tortilla.
That'll be
in
for you,
bed.
Lauren, because I just had basically 2.
I literally had 4 tacos an hour ago.
how does my Mexican food compare to Taco Bell?
Much better.
Yes. Does this count as a sandwich?
No.
Nope.
Open face sandwich.
There we go.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to go cook off a whole nother loin.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, the ladies just ate literally all the fish. So for the official taste test, I've got this piece of corn tortilla. Oh, sorry, I got scared. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely fantastic smoky fish tostadas. I highly recommend giving this one a try. And you know, we keep saying it, but this really is the perfect meal for a hot summer night, you know? It's light, it's refreshing, it's zippy, got a little kick, and it's incredibly easy to make, you know? Grab some fish from the grocery store, throw it on the old pit, let it smoke for an hour, or you could do it in less time if you cranked up the temps. Salsa comes together in about 5 minutes. The escabeche takes a little bit of chopping, but really, this is a super easy, pain-free meal to make, and it's just incredibly flavorful and satisfying. It's certainly something I'll be making again again very soon. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Team Chud members. Thank you for supporting this channel and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.